You are listening to the Model Front Chronicles Network, broadcasting from the 8x8. This is Beyond the Seams. I'm your host, and today, the giant has finally woken up. If you've been following the YouTube channel, you know we just published Episode 1 of the 1-48 Italeri C-130J Hercules build. 9,500 views in, and I'm still vibrating from the energy of that unboxing. But let's go beyond the footage for a second. Why this kit? Why now? To be honest, a 148 Hercules wasn't even on my radar. If you know my work, you know I live in the world of 1-35 scale armor. I'm a tank guy. I'm used to the compact, heavy detail of Panzers and Shermans. Things that fit comfortably in the palm of your hand. I hadn't planned for a project this size, and I certainly hadn't cleared the space for a 3-foot wingspan. But this past Christmas that changed. This kit was a gift from my stepson. When I unwrapped that box and saw the Herc staring back at me, the scale of the challenge became secondary to the meaning behind it. He saw this massive, legendary aircraft and thought of me. He handed me a master build before I had even considered moving away from my tanks. Clearing the bench and deep cleaning the shed wasn't a long planned move. It was an immediate response to that gift. You don't put a challenge like this on a shelf. You build it. But let's be real. Size creates pressure. Moving from 135 tanks to 148 Giant in an 8x8 shed changes the room. It demands every inch of my north bench. And honestly, it's caused some friction at home. My wife sees the Giant, and she sees the hours I'm spending out here under these New Year lights. That's why I built the Master Rig. My 5-camera setup and the iPad Pro workflow is how I'm bridging the gap between being a dedicated modeler and a present husband. If I can film 5 angles at once and sync them perfectly, I can spend less time at the bench and more time in the house editing on the couch while being present with her. I'm trying to be a better builder and as a present family man at the same time. It's a work in progress, just like the Herc. As I look back at the unboxing footage, I realized the iPhone 16 Pros are incredible, but they can feel a bit clinical. So for the actual assembly, I'm bringing in my vintage Sony Cybershot into the mix for the macro work. The AE21 engine nacelles and those massive propellers. There's a soul in that older sensor that reminds me that this hobby is still fun. The physical reality of this kit is an engineering project. I'm prepping 80 grams of lead nose weights to prevent this from being a tail sitter, a concept you don't really deal with in the tank world. It's about the smell of the thin cement and eventually the grit of the Vallejo pigments as we turn this gray plastic into a workhorse. We've got 13 episodes to go. The Giant is awake and he's taking up all the room. That's all for now on the Model Front Chronicles Network. Join the 9,500 others on YouTube watching this Giant take shape. Next time we're talking rig logic, how I turn this shed into a broadcast studio. Until then, keep your seams tight and your workspace clean. We'll see you in the next one.